halfway through the year and definitely not halfway through this debt. Sad. Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sia, and today we are doing a weekly payday routine and a debt update. And y'all, I have a confession to make. I have not been focusing on my debt this year as much as I had originally planned in January. And I guess you can kind of see that with my videos. Like, I'm like, I hope that I can pay down. I hope I'm not like how I was last year with no matter what, I'm paying my debt first and then paying everything else later. I have not been like that. And so since I haven't been, I figured let's refresh a little bit. Let's see where we are. I am kind of scared to look at the numbers, but I don't think I have done that bad. And the reason why I'm a little scared is because I know that I actually have swiped my card this year, my credit cards. Not my credit cards, I swiped one credit card this year, and that's just not the plan. Y'all know that, I know that, we know that. So my debt could have risen a little bit, or it can still be below what I started off the year, but not where I want it to be. So since we're on that topic, let's just start with a debt update. So like I said, I have spent on a card, and majority of that spend was actually for my first semester of classes. So I had the money pending, the cash pending, like a day before the classes enrollment was. So I just swiped my credit card for my first semester of classes. That was because I had cash that was pending to be moved to my account. And while I waited for that, I really needed to enroll for classes, and I used my credit card. Of course, in my life fashion, there was emergencies, fire drills that had nothing to do with me, but came to me. And so instead of using that cash that I had that cleared into my account to just pay off the credit cards, I ended up using some of that to help out a family member. And so now I'm kind of stuck holding the bag. I'm stuck holding the bag, of course, because now that amount is still sitting there and I should have paid that off already. It was going to be paid off. I shouldn't even have said I could help, but it had to do with their rent and life, y'all. Literally had a conversation recently with my cousin talking about how it really takes, you know, a couple people in a family from the hood to bring up the whole family, because you need so much when you're not coming from a home of privilege. Not just support yourself, what you want to, or your future kids that you would hope to have, but also the family that came before you, that haven't gotten to where they need to be. And I can go on a whole rant about that, but I will not. I'm happy to be able to be in a position to help, and I'm really, really grateful and blessed that I am. Because if I wasn't, this obviously would just be a way worse situation for everyone. But yeah, so I swiped on my credit card. That's not the only thing I swiped, but I have paid off the other transactions already, and it's really like, that's what's pending for me to pay. So let's take a look at where I started at this year. So I am showing my debt tracker right now in my budget template, and if you're interested in the budget template, it is linked down below. As you can see, I have not been tracking my debt payments and movements since January. And that ties into me saying, like, I have not been focusing on this, and I feel horrible about it. But such is life. Like, I have so much going on. It's been hard to keep track of this as well, but I am planning on doing a hard reset and getting myself together. I just pulled out the big calendar that I used to have in the office in my last apartment, and now it's up in the new office, and I've written out a whole bunch of things that I need to do, and I'm gonna do a video all on that and how I'm going to just be productive and stay on top of everything going forward. But yeah, back to this. As you can see, I did not update it since January, but we can see that my beginning balance at the beginning of the year for my credit card debt was $30,750.09. And this current balance that shows here is just the change between the beginning of January to end of January. My real balance, and I'll break it down by cards. So my first card, and that was my big balance, is $15,933.23. My second card is $9,697.20. And my third card, which is the card that I used classes is $2,889.09, and that totals to $28,524.52. Almost halfway through the year, and definitely not halfway through this debt. Sad. But when I take a look at it, I go, okay, I am still down from where I started at the beginning of the year, which, oh my gosh, hallelujah, thankful, grateful at least. But I am not, you know, I'm not lower than what the balance was at the end of January. So obviously there was an increase. Like I mentioned, I of course still pay on the card. So of course the card balances have been lowered, but I am worse off now than I was at the end of January. And that's not where I'm trying to be. I have to be honest with myself and say, like, not that I won't be able to, but this moment in time, I cannot focus as heavily on debt as I had planned to at the beginning of the year. This period of time, things can change in a month or 2 or 3 depending on how things go, but between school and work and helping out family, there's just, it's just a little tight. And plus I'm saving a little bit more than I was before because the economy is really wishy-washy right now, and I just want to make sure I have a better security blanket than I had before. Okay, so now let's go into the May budget tracker and let's update our first paycheck for the month. So I've already put this in here, which hopefully you can see well. For my first paycheck, not how much I got paid for just my paycheck. I did, like I mentioned in my May reset routine, I did receive my tax refund, and then I also got paid. So the total of those two was $3,437.50. And then I have the portion of rent that I'm putting away for $356.50, Canva for $12.99. I have my Bank of America minimum payment, which is actually $280. I have my monthly lotion subscription for $6. This business expense, which is also a family expense, is $250 that I'm gonna keep aside. Let's delete this extra payments right now. Video editor, $100. I'll leave that there. Gifts, this is birthdays, / holidays or whatever. For Mother's Day, I'm still gonna leave that $150 there for the mothers in my life. Uber transportation, I'm also gonna leave the $50 there. I want to use up my credits for my cycle bar classes because they do expire on the 29th of this month, and I do not want them to go to waste. I did pay for them. And then I have business expenses here for $150 that I'm going to leave. Actually, I need to increase this because I'm thinking about setting up a booth or a little tent at Black on the Block in LA. It's on May 26th this month, and the vendor applications are still open. So I'm gonna look into that. So I'll add $350 to what I have there. So $150 plus $350. And if I can sell some swimwear, that would be awesome. That is the goal. Obviously, I have so much going on. I literally have endless projects this week, endless. For this weekend, which I plan on filming for the next 1 or 2 videos, so stay tuned for that. But it would be really cool if I can set up a tent for Black on the Block, and I don't think I'll be able to do it for June, so I'm gonna strive for it. It's in only like 2 weeks or so we'll see if that happens, but I'll keep the money aside for that. The regular savings accounts, $200 for the couple savings, and even though I have travel savings here, it's really like emergency fund as well. It's like we're just saving to be safe. School savings, like I said, I'm continuing to do that. I did have some books that I recently had to pay for because your girl screwed up and didn't realize I had some assignments from a book that was due, and they're all due on the 14th. So that's one of the many things I have to do this weekend, but I'm not gonna take that out of the savings bucket. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's coming straight out in cash for the leftover cash that I had before I got paid. My small personal emergency fund, $50, and we'll delete this buffer. Okay, so now, what else we got going on? Not much, to be honest. Not much, because like I said, I'm gonna be locked in this weekend doing homework, and by the time I get paid again, yeah, we'll be looking at next week. We'll start at the extra credit cards, and like I said, I cannot go as hard as I would like. Things keep coming up. Oh, and there are more things coming up that I almost forgot. I do have, let me put that in my notes. I do have more doctor's appointments this week. 3 doctor So I have doctor's appointments next week because I am doing allergy testing as my eyes keep flaring up due to something that I'm using. Nobody knows yet. I've never been allergic to anything in my life until I guess now. So let's put some money aside for that. I have no idea what 3 appointments is gonna cost me. And you just never know with health insurance. So let's put like 150 for doctors, and then let's up the Ubers because I'll need to get there. I'll get paid again before a couple of them. So I only need to up the Ubers a little bit. I'll put a little extra 80 for the Ubers. So now we're looking at personal care, miscellaneous. EWC, I skipped over, personal care, okay. I do have some personal care costs. I probably wanna go do my maintenance this weekend. Not a lot of maintenance, but I need like the wax and stuff. I'll just put like $75 there, and it probably won't even be that much. I know I'm gonna be super busy, so unless there's already pre-made groceries, I'm probably gonna need some dining out funds. I'll put $100 there. This is me trying to be real and honest about what my expenses are, okay? This is me trying to be real so I don't end up in a worse situation. Okay, so with that said, now we will do, I'll do 600. I'll do 600 to, no, I'll do 500. I'm gonna do 500 to my credit cards, which I know seems a lot less than what I'm used to, but like I said, I need to hold on to some money. I need to hold on to money. Things keep coming up, and then I'll leave my buffer for the remaining. So 426.97. Not trying to go crazy. I probably will throw that into a savings account too, and that's just literally my buffer. $500, and actually, let's do it right now. $500. $500. Okay. Processing. Paid. $500. Paid. Doing what I can, okay? To my credit cards, and that is where we're leaving off that right now. That is way less than what I had planned in the budget video, in the May reset video, but I am working on being more realistic as things just keep coming up, you know? So yeah, I need to fix these other weeks. So let me do that because clearly something's off here. Okay, 272.51. Okay, so we made some adjustments to make sure what's left to budget is zero balance, and that's where we are with that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. There's a lot of it going on over here, but if you'd like to see my weekly paycheck videos, please let me know in the comments. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.